Hi everyone, I'm Mary with Mary Greeley News. Thank you for joining me. The camera keeps stopping and going, as you can see. Yeah, you'd think they would manage their money better and get the live web camera up and running, but yeah, mismanagement of funds. Something not new with the government, right? USGS is reporting only 2 earthquakes so far today for the Yellowstone area, I guess you can say. There was a magnitude 2.2 near Kelly, Wyoming, 9 kilometers in depth, so that would be about 5 miles below sea level. All earthquakes are measured from sea level. Using Google Earth, you can see the red line here. This earthquake is within the line of uplift for the caldera there at Yellowstone. Now we'll zoom in a little bit closer. Yeah, we got a small mountain here. We got a valley, probably a fault line. There was also a 1.9, 29 kilometers northeast of Spencer, Idaho. 11.8 kilometers in depth. So that would be about 7.3 miles below sea level. And using Google Earth, here's the location of that 1.9. Over here we got Henry's Lake Flat Valley, Howard Creek, and there's some other small lakes in this area. Lima Reservoir. And what else do we got here? This one doesn't have a name. And that body of water. Oops, let's see. Lower Red Rock Lake. Yeah, I'm sure there's a fault line because lakes and streams and river love to follow fault lines. Yeah. We'll zoom out a little bit because we got Hebben Lake a little bit farther over here. Let's see, up over here. And this is West Yellowstone. There's the 1.9 and West Yellowstone. And then if we come down here, we can zoom out here. Yeah, we got Yellowstone Lake, and this is the Snake River, plateau where past eruptions have come up. Let's see, looks like there is, what's this? We got a road here and a river, another fault line. It says Humphrey there. I don't think this is very far from the area where that man and his 2 dogs died in a hot spring. The dogs jumped in and he jumped in to try and save his dogs. I don't know if you remember that happening, 2 years ago? They don't have anything reported for the 19th, but on the 12th, there was a 1.2 near Hebben Lake. There's the 1.9, and the 1.2 was up over here. And I've covered this area. This is an area where the fault line no longer goes straight across. It's called a blocked fault zone. Much like what they have there at New Madrid fault zone by the town of New Madrid. The fault line kind of like goes up and it looks like a block. Yeah. Because it's not a straight fault line anymore. A block fault line. A lot of energy has been stored up in there. Yeah, you can see the river here. We might be able to get better images here on Google. Over the weekend, the government has allowed the purchase of satellite photos that are down to 0.2 meters that people can buy. The resolution used to be much less because of spying, I guess they feared they would have. And the previous restrictions on satellite images was upheld by the U.S. government, but because there's so many other satellite companies that now provide images from other countries, the U.S. can't regulate what they sell. So now the United States is going to allow people to purchase down to 0.2 meters. So 0.2 meters is about 8 inches. Yeah, I think if Google Earth does purchase and use those images, there'll be a lot of people. Probably they'll be having to, block out. You know how they do it for the street view. They block the faces of people. But at that close, they could read the time on your watch. Here at the bottom of Google Earth, it says that this image was from 2014. Also, on the 18th, there was a magnitude 0.8 at Mammoth Vault, Mammoth Hot Springs. And I have shown you the uplift that's going on there. Let's zoom over to where this location is at. There we go. It actually says 38 kilometers southeast of Mammoth Hot Springs. This earthquake, too, was within the area of uplift for the magma chamber. You can see the red lines that I got drawn out for the uplift. Here we have the monitor for Panther, which is near that location. This comes from a borehole 945. X is north, that they're measuring the ground deformation. Y is east, and this shows us if the ground is either rising or falling. And each dot would be an earthquake for the last 7 days. And remember, they're monitoring what the magma is doing under the ground, which way it's flowing. X is north, Y is east. But they also have, if you were standing there and looking at the horizon, what direction the uplift of the ground would look like. And then the last 30 days... There you go. Also on the 18th, there was a 1.3 near the Idaho-Montana border, it says. And here's the location of that 1.3, not far from the 1.2, same day. And also on Saturday, there was a magnitude 0.1. I'm really surprised they're reporting these earthquakes. Maybe because they saw my report. There's the location. And down over here is Yellowstone Lake. This over here is an area, I believe it's called Elephant Back Fault Lines. They have a lot of fault lines that run through here. This too is an area when the magma plume comes up from the Gulf of California. It comes up probably on the eastern side of Yellowstone Lake, goes under the ground, and then comes back up. This is an area of a extreme hot spot, and it's not far from Mary Lake. And Mary Lake is one of the monitors that I have. When I did my report on Yellowstone Lake the last time, it was about an hour behind. Now it's almost 2 hours behind. Here you can see the 1400 hour. Now that's universal time. And then up over here we have Yellowstone Lake. And this one here is Norris Junction. So that earthquake was at 9:41, which would be right there. This here is Norris Junction. There was another earthquake prior to that. And we'll come down here to Mary Lake because it was close to Mary Lake. And yeah, you can see how it's off. The time is off. Let me go forward 1 hour so you can see it. Okay, there we go. So that's the earthquake that they're reporting. I'm sure it was stronger than a 0.1, seeing how it also shows up at Norris Junction, which is up here. Let's see if they reported that other earthquake that occurred before it at about 8 12:30 Universal Time. Yes, they did. We got a 0.6, 33 kilometers west of Yellowstone. Same location, a 5.2, or 5.2 kilometers in depth, a 0.6. Yeah, someone probably won't be working on the weekend for reporting those earthquakes. They do have on the one monitor, it was high as a 0.99. 0.88 and 0.83. That's Purple Mountain. Both of these are Purple Mountain. This one here is Norris Junction, Madison River. Another one for Madison River. And then, yeah, it was definitely larger. See, this is Mary Lake. It came in at Mary Lake, automatic by the computer, as a 1.39. Yeah, definitely downgrading this earthquake. Let's come out. So what was the 0.1? How big was that one? Alright, so we got automatic by the computer, 0.75, 0.2, 0.14, 0.26, and 0.47. Let's take a look at these other ones. Oh, that's all they have. Boy, they sure limited how many monitors they picked it up from. They don't even have Mary Lake listed on here. They got Maple Creek, Holmes Hill, Madison River, Norris Junction, and Purple Mountain. No Mary Lake. How convenient, right? The 0.8. We'll go back to that location in a minute. But it wasn't a 0.8 manual. Upper Falls there at Yellowstone, a 1.22. Mary Lake, a 1.26. Norris Junction, a 1.73, and Joseph Coat, a 0.15. So let's go to that location. Right there. Yeah, that's the one that was close to, or so they said, Mammoth Hot Springs. You know, those of you that have been following me over the years will remember, I believe it was Hank Hessler, who said when they started to get magnitude 2.0 or greater, they would be concerned. And they certainly have been getting a lot more magnitude 2s over the last 2 years. I mean, here's an example. There was a 3.4. What's the date on that one? That was December 15th of last year. That too is near Mary Lake. And let's see what else we got here. A lot of the old ones, I got them turned off. Okay, we got a 3.1. And that was on May 29th of this year. And then this is the area where some poor fellow foolishly jumped into one of the hot springs, and yeah, they never recovered his body because it dissolved. Yeah, we can see all this whole line of earthquakes over here that occurred. Alright, so we'll zoom in. What do we got in this location that would be creating a hot spot and uplift? Other than just a weak area of the ground, that's all I can really tell. We do have a what looks like an area of water flowing, so it's probably a fault line. Steamboat Geyser went off again yesterday. It says here that there was at least three dominant minor eruptions. They don't count the minor eruptions, but they in fact did cause the adjoining channel to overflow. So that would be the 27th eruption for this year. Looks like it's gone back to 5-day intervals. And if we go back down here, let me see. 2019. Okay, 2018. 2018, how far back can I go on this thing? It only goes back to 2018. In 2019, it erupted 47 times. Its prior record was 29 eruptions, I believe it was, in 1964. And then it was quiet for about 8 years until it started erupting again in 2018. Yeah, that was the same year that things seemed to have changed once again at Yellowstone, and everything became more active and hotter, and yeah, new plumes came up, new hot pools started to form. And one of them, if they'd zoom in, was right here along this boardwalk. Looking at the monitor for Norris Museum, which they finally got up and going, they got power restored there. You can see there was lots of activity. Right here is when it started erupting. And let me go to this other one right there. You can see we got some minor little earthquakes, and we'll go to the thumbnail for this. Yeah, right there on the 13th, they got the power up and restored. Yeah, it was down for what? How many months? Let me change this to June. Yeah, see, it was no power for a long time. Since June 20, yeah, June 4th, it went down. So if you look at the thumbnails here, you can see Heben Lake's been active. I want to look at Lake Butte also. First we'll do Heben Lake. There we go. Yeah, look at that. Lots of drum beats were going on. And let's go to Lake Butte. Yeah. But Holmes Hill, look at the activity. Let me pull it down so you can see what it's showing now. We'll probably get more earthquakes in this location and also in this location, I suspect. This here is the new monitor that they put in for Grant, which is on the western side of Yellowstone Lake. There's a lot of earthquakes marked in red. Let's see, 8 o'clock there. Or about, 1:52 Universal Time. This earthquake at 1:44 Universal Time shows up at quite a few monitors. At Mary Lake, it's a little blip, but you can see here we got what they call a blob of magma that came in. There it is at Purple Mountain. It's right there, and this is Madison River, the western boundary. Holmes Hill has it marked in red. Yeah, Denny Creek right there. Alright, so here we have the monitor showing us the uplift for Norris Junction. Top is north, bottom is east. Last 7 days. Last 30 days. And the monitor for Madison River, which is just below Norris Junction. Top is north, bottom is east. Definitely got uplift going on. But the disc shows you all earthquakes in the last 7 days. In the last 30 days. And the monitor for Yellowstone Lake. Did I show this to you already? Last 7 days. See how it's doing like a zigzag with the magma? Last 30 days. And then Grant. Yeah, lots of shaking still going on. Look at the dots. Lots of dots means the ground's really going up and down. Last 7 days, and each dot would be an earthquake. Look at that. And then the last 30 days. Yeah. Grant's rocking and a rolling. So here's what I grabbed from Yellowstone Lake. And let's click on the spectrogram so we can look at some of these earthquakes here that are marked in red. 507, 739. Now, this is all universal time. Let's go up to this other one. 652. I'll show you the signature for these. That one's marked in red. And this is what it was showing when I pulled the files this morning. You have the line of melt. Remember, the melt is like a sponge where you have holes in the sponge, and visualize that as rocks. And as the magma comes up, it heats those pockets of rock. And not all rocks melt at the same temperature. Yeah, look at that. And then earlier, we get some little tiny ones here. Alright, so here we have Mary Lake. Yeah, look at this that was going on. Look at the magma. Probably about 4 o'clock, 3:52, it started to get a little thicker. More magma was coming in. And it went silent. Remember I talked about how when the harmonic tremors get so rapid and so loud that the monitor cannot pick up what's going on. And that's what happened there. Yeah, let's see if we got more. Let's look at the signature. Let me pull this over. Go back to that spot where it went quiet. Right. Where was it? Right there. Okay, let's look at the signature. Yep. Yep. Okay. So we'll come over. See if we have anything else that's like that. Oop, went off the line. Right there is marked in red. Yep. Right. And then it settled down. Alright, so I'm going to put these two monitors side by side. Okay, so here we have Mary Lake. Like I said, it runs about 2 hours behind today. I'll line up the time, 1500, 1500. And let me pull this over a little bit so we can see it more. So here we have Mary Lake, and this is the monitor for Yellowstone Lake. Alright, here we have borehole 950. This is Norris Junction. And I'll pull it over so we can compare it. There we go. If I can pull this over farther. There's that one earthquake there. And there it is there. And let me pull it over here. Let's see, 134. It doesn't really show up on, what's this one? Yellowstone Lake. Alright, we'll make this one bigger. Alright, and we'll look at the spectrogram. Again, this is Norris Junction. A little quiet. Yeah, the quiet before the storm. So that's all I have for you right now. I was noticing the steam was a little dirty today, but it's hard to tell. If they zoomed in a little bit more, maybe you could tell. If any thoughts or comments or questions, please put it down below. Thank you for watching. If you wish to support me, I'm also on Patreon. I'm also on PayPal, and I also have a Twitter account. YouTube loves to censor me. They don't send out notices to my subscribers like they're supposed to. Let me pull this over. Yeah, Twitter shadow bans, and I guess not sending out notifications is YouTube's way of shadow banning people. I think YouTube's far worse than Twitter. I've been shut down so many times on YouTube. I couldn't possibly tell you how many times I lost count. years ago. But please stay safe, and I'll talk to you later. God bless you. Bye.